Tonight, attorneys are considering their next moves. We're 10 hours away from day 2 in the trial of Joseph Daniels. He's the man charged with killing his 5-year-old son, Joe Clyde. Good evening, I'm Marius Payton.
I'm Lauren Lowry. Today, on this first day of the trial, jurors who were brought from Chattanooga to Dickson County heard opening arguments. The state also started calling witnesses.
Yes, they did.
Now, they heard from Joe Clyde's teacher, along with his bus driver, a 911 dispatcher, and a sheriff's deputy. The state paints a picture of Joe Clyde as an innocent 5-year-old kid with autism. They say Joseph didn't believe Joe Clyde was his son. In response tonight, the defense is saying the investigation was biased. Now, this case can be a little confusing because it has taken 3 years to get to trial.
It's been a while. Tonight, if you're new to town or you just need a refresher, our Rebecca Cardenas is getting you caught up. Rebecca, how did the charges break down here?
All right, so Joseph Daniels was charged with several things. They're listed here behind me. We have 5 in total, but the 2 big ones are first-degree premeditated murder and first-degree felony murder. Our legal analyst predicts that the first charge will be more of an uphill battle since this allegedly is a crime that took place out of anger. For a conviction on the second charge, first degree of felony murder, the state must prove a murder was committed during an act of child abuse. Tonight, as Lauren and Marius just said, we're getting you caught up on this case that's began more than 3 years ago. By the time the sun came up on April 4th, 2018, the community of Dickson was searching.
It just breaks my heart to think that that little boy is out there lost.
Missing was Joe Clyde Daniels, a 5-year-old boy with autism, known by his family as Baby Joe.
Of all the different searches I've been on, I've never seen this volume of support come this quickly.
Though this news is profoundly disappointing, we are grateful for the volunteers who...
3 days later, a murder charge is issued for the boy's father, Joseph Daniels.
Where is Baby Joe?
3 years later, and Joe Clyde's body is still missing. A confession by the father was made and recanted, and ultimately allowed to be used as evidence in his trial, which began Thursday.
Once the state got their, quote, confession, they pretty much shut down the investigation.
In that confession, Daniels allegedly admits to beating Joe Clyde to death after he urinated on the floor in the middle of the night.
The confession is obviously going to be the most important part of your case.
According to legal analyst Jim Todd, Daniels' confession, which his defense attorney claims was coerced, will have weighty impact on this trial, on the state, which is putting on a murder trial without a body, and on the defense, which could be left with no choice but to put Daniels on the stand if the confession tape doesn't include him taking it back.
The jury won't hear it unless he takes the stand and tells them. So that puts the defense in a very, very difficult situation.
Now, Joe Clyde's mother is also charged in his death. Our legal analyst, who you just heard from there, thinks that there is a good chance she could testify against her husband in this trial. And of course, that remains to be seen. Marius.